Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's JP1970, and I'm going to be talking about my 2022 Ducati Scrambler Night Shift. We'll just call this a 2,000 mile review. I've owned this thing for 1 year, and I've managed to put 2,000 miles on it, which is really saying something because where I live, it's cold and snowy about half of the year, so 2,000 miles in a year is pretty darn good, actually. But I wanted to talk about 3 things I like about this bike and 3 things that I don't like about this bike. So if you're interested in learning more about the 2022 Ducati Scrambler, I encourage you to stick around. It is like another offering in the Scrambler lineup. So it's a kind of a variant of the Scrambler model. So this one, much like the Scramblers that Ducati puts out, they are made for riding on the street, and then you can also take them off-road if you like. Now, it has the Pirelli tires on it, which are kind of a dual-purpose type tire, and they have a nice kind of a knobby-esque tread pattern, and I have certainly taken it on some fire roads here and there, and it's performed very well. Now, a couple of other things about this is notice it's kind of that bobbed out. Notice that front end, it's kind of bobbed in that classic cafe racer style, I suppose. And all the components are blacked out pretty much for the most part, and so kind of just has that more modern take on things. And then it comes with an 803cc Desmotic motor. So let's take a closer look at that. There it is. You got your sight glass for your oil, see where your oil is. I just actually had that done. Let's look at some fresh oil. There it is. Oh, nice. Nice shade of brown. Let's take a closer look at those Desmotic valves there, which do require a valve adjustment, but not until 7,500 miles. So let's go ahead and fire it up. Here we go. So what we have on the display, you have certainly your total mileage, 1,935. You can hit your settings, and then you can check some things here. It'll tell you the outside temperature. It'll tell you your range on your fuel, how much you have. It will also tell you trip 1 and trip 2. And I just refilled this and reset it, so there we go. Now, it also gives you your light indicator, and you can adjust the light over here. So there is, now it does have an LED headlight. This is the 2022, and I understand the 2023 is upgraded to LED. However, the ring, the Ducati ring, is LED. Alright? So now let's go for a ride on this thing and talk about 3 things I like about it and 3 things I don't like about it. Now, this is one thing that I just noticed. Notice the ABS light? It flashes just to let you know that it's engaged and it's testing, and then once you get going, it'll actually cancel itself. So let's take a look around, make sure, and once you take off, you get up to 3 to 5 miles an hour, it cancels, and that lets you know that it is working. 3 things that I like about this bike. Well, let's see. How about, number 1, how about these bars? Check these things out. These flat bars, not clip-ons, mind you. Look at this. They mount right there. They are not just clip-ons. They're actual bars on the bike, and they are just under 33 inches wide. Look at that. I mean, they're like drag bars, and they feel extremely comfortable, and they're really excellent for steering and kind of just maneuvering the bike. The second thing I like about this bike is I like how fun it is to ride. It is extremely manageable. You know, it's around 400 pounds, a little bit over 400 pounds wet weight. Got all its fluids and everything in it, and it's just very manageable. it's a very easy bike to ride, and I really like that about it. And then the third thing that I like about it is Ducati offers a 2-year unlimited warranty, which I think gives the buyer some real peace of mind. You know, I don't know, you're buying an Italian bike. A lot of us don't ride Italian bikes or owned anything Italian before. I know I hadn't when I bought this, so that really kind of gives me some inspiration, or inspires me with confidence, I suppose would be a better way to say that. So, all right, let's take a look around. And so now, to come up with 3 things that I dislike about this bike, well, the first, that's easy, okay? 3 things to come up with that I liked about it were easy, and now 3 things that I dislike are, number 1, no cruise control. Now, that really, to me, really kind of limits the choices with this bike. Has all kinds of wonderful features, but cruise control just isn't one of them. And that is unfortunate. 4th of July today, by the way. A lot of people out and about enjoying their day. Sorry, side note, back to the video. Okay, so the lack of cruise control is something that I really dislike about this bike. And something else I dislike about this bike is the seat. Now, this seat looks great. It is, I mean, it's beautiful. Ducati really did a nice job with, well, here, let me pull over here. I'll hop up on the sidewalk and we'll take a quick look at it. I mean, aesthetically, it looks fantastic, right? It's a nice 2-up seat, and it looks wonderful. I'll tell you what, after about 50 minutes on that thing, you want to get off of it. So I'm not a big fan of the stock seat. I guess it's an improvement over last year's model, but for me, it still isn't that comfortable. Now, the third thing that I dislike about this bike is, I guess, okay. The third thing that I dislike about this bike is the fact that there's no LED headlight. It comes with LED with that ring that I showed you earlier, but it doesn't have an LED headlight. And I gotta say, you know, when you're spending north of $10,000 on a bike these days in 2022, 2023, everything's LED. Well, almost everything. One more thing I like about this Ducati. Actually, it's something I love about this Ducati. So say you're out cruising, you know, you're going down the road and you see something you want to go investigate, like that little lake down there maybe, and you're like, well, I think that's a dirt road that goes down to it. I better not go down there because I'm on my motorcycle, right? Au contraire. Au contraire. Not if you're riding a Ducati Scrambler. You can absolutely go down there and investigate it. Here, this is a little dirt road. You want to check it out? And no big thing. We're off-roading. And that's one cool thing about this little Scrambler that I really like. Want to go down and check that lake out? Got these Pirelli kind of dual purpose tires on. You can absolutely take this thing down a fire road, or you know, gravel road, dirt road, something like this, no problem. All right, so there you go. That is the last thing that I really like about this Ducati Scrambler. Be sure and let me know what you think in the comments down below. This is JP1970, and until next time, ride safe, be kind to one another, and I will see you in the next one. JP, out.